episode 21, Ganking Azeroth. Yeah, episode 21. Yeah,
we're surprised we made it this far.
We're ticking right along. So
what'd you do in WoW?
Oh,
or in Blizzard in general?
I went face deep in Mechagon this last week. I went real hard. Yeah, everything Mechagon. I did my stupid Aldum and Rajani whatever dailies, and I just.
Are you exalted?
Mechagon. Oh yeah, I'm exalted. I'm just farming. What do they call them? Farming those things to use with Rathian to get the visions.
Oh, yeah.
I forget what they're called, but that's what
I can't remember.
I just did the dailies,
or not essences, whatever. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then yeah, Mechagon. I'm trying to get that mount, and it's not hard. It requires RNG to happen, which kind of.
And that's you're talking about the wheel, right?
Yep, the wheel. Yep.
And you have to PvP to get some of that?
No PvP. It's all PvE. But the problem is like certain quest givers are only there on certain days, like they're on a rotation. And then like you'll get the quest.
Gotcha.
And at the end of the quest, you'll have to kill like a rare or whatever. And for instance, like if you're trying to get a certain blueprint, that blueprint is like a 10% drop. So not only does the quest have to be open, the quest giver has to be there. You have to kill a rare that isn't up all the time, and then once you kill him, you have to have it's a small chance of a drop. So it's just a bunch of RNG, and it's a little frustrating, but when you get something, it's kind of cool. So
yeah, because I honestly haven't seen anybody have it yet. Not that I've been in WoW a whole hell of a lot, but
I've only seen a couple.
I haven't seen anybody
wheels
have it
in the wild.
It sounds like it's the like that Stone Drake again, like where you have to farm you have to do the what the hell is it, the digging and all that, and you might get a chance to get the pattern to drop or whatever, however it works, or the vial.
Yeah. I did, however, I got one of the rares that's there. It's called Rot Feather. He drops a mount. I got that today, which is pretty good.
Oh, the one up on the hill.
Yeah, less than 15 attempts, and I got it, so I can't complain there.
I don't know how you get that lucky.
I got that one. I got Ashes of Alar.
I could sit there and farm him for 4 days straight, no sleep, and I wouldn't get it.
Ashes of Alar, like 6th try. I got that frickin' the one Panther from. It's not Zul'Gurub. Maybe it is. I forget what it's called. It's one of the. It might be called Zul'Gurub. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. It was the Cataclysm version or whatever, that one raid in Classic. It might. I don't remember which one it is. But I got that one on like try 2, and that's like a 1% drop. I got that one.
I hit nothing.
What other?
I really wish I had that add-on that would tell me how many attempts I had on stuff, because that Stone Drake or whatever the hell it's called in Deepholm, I ran that I don't know how many frickin' times.
Oh gosh, what's the name of that add-on?
And I ran it again just last week when we did time walking.
I'll look it up. It only starts.
It's like a 1% drop.
It only starts keeping track of your attempts once you install the add-on, though.
Yeah, see, I don't have the add-on. What's the
I'm looking it up right now.
What's the computer program that does it? Isn't there a computer program that you used to have that did it? You could see all your
that was a website.
And all that stuff.
The website is Simple Armory.
Yeah.
You go there and you can look up your achievements and all that stuff and what you have left.
Will it tell you how many attempts you have?
I don't think so, but it might.
Simple Armory,
let's
wow.
Let's see. The add-on that tells you how many attempts is Rarity.
Oh, I have 40 feats of strength. collectible mounts. Oh, it doesn't tell you. It just says you have one.
Yeah. Is this one called rarity? Is that the right one? I think it's a rarity. Yeah, it's got to be rarity. Yeah, that's what it is, rarity. And just looking at it, I didn't know it could do all this stuff, but it does a whole bunch of other things too. Had a fireworks scare, thought it was gunshots. So yeah, Mechagon, I went face deep in that. I think the thing that's going to be hardest to do with Mechagon is contributing to all the construction projects. So like you farm the spare parts, right? And then you run around and there's these little construction projects that you go and give the parts to, and you know consider contributing. You gotta do that 1,000 times.
And 1,000?
1,000 times.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's
that's
a pain
rough.
in the ass. I'm at 600 and something. So.
Is that the one where there's like the 3 like pylons or whatever, and you sit there and kill all the ads and then go and turn stuff in?
No, it's there's like these little gold. They're like little gold looking things that you just click, and it's like, oh, add. It's real easy.
Oh, and then the rare spawns, or am I thinking of something different
You're
again?
thinking of something else. That's
right.
those are the drill rigs. So those are the ones those are considered construction projects too. You add to those, and then they start digging, and when they're done digging, a rare spawns. So, yeah, that's part of it too. So there's that. There's the construction projects. Got to find all the blueprints. It's a challenge, that's for sure. It'll make getting it worth it, but getting to that point does suck.
Too bad the wheel can't fly.
So when I'm done with Mechagon, I'm gonna do Nazjatar, the Nazjatar one, and get that crab. And that one's gonna I think that one's gonna be just as hard.
That one.
What's that?
I'm assuming you have to level up your followers for that one.
Yeah, I don't know what is all entailed in that, but I'm sure it's going to be just as hard as the Mechagon stuff. So, and then I did get one more mount. I got it last night. The Jaina Mythic mount.
Oh, that mount's awesome.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool, and it's nice to be able to ride around on the mount and just be like, look at this thing. Nobody's got this. Look at this. So, yep. It just sucks for the one guy that's left that's going to get it next week. He's been trying since they started farming week 1. So,
but it's a guaranteed drop, like one of them, right?
2 of them. There's 2 that'll drop per raid.
Okay.
It's 20-man raid, so they're like been doing it for 10 weeks or so.
Yeah. Well, he's going to get it next week. That'll be nice.
He'll get it next week. Then they're going to start selling the runs. So if anybody's interested, the guild Illicit on Kel'Thuzad is going to be selling runs soon.
Do you know how much or no?
I've heard of talks, but I don't want to give the wrong number. It seemed really high to me, but the guy said that people are paying it. So,
oh yeah,
for a guaranteed mythic mount drop. So they're the talks where they're going to split the raids so they can get, like 4 people the mounts every week or something like that. I don't know. So that's all I got. That's all I've been doing.
I haven't done any WoW, well, except for the last time we did. What Cataclysm Time Walking? Is that what we did?
Where
was it?
It was a time walking. I don't remember if it was Cataclysm.
It was time walking. We did that, and then the last couple of weeks I've just been playing Diablo. So I've been hitting that.
I want to play that too. I want to play. There's so much stuff I want to play. God, it's frustrating.
Well, if you play Diablo on the computer, it's really easy to get the beginning season stuff, and I'll just power level you. It'll take a half hour to get you to max level. Like it's not hard.
Okay, we'll have to find a day.
Yeah. So I've been doing that. Got up to Paragon. I think I'm 608. So which is nothing compared to some people. I mean, I'm assuming the top leaderboards they're probably at like I don't know, 1,700 or plus by now.
Wow.
But they play more than me. I've only put probably maybe 20 hours in, if that. I have to look at the character, but
Okay.
if you do it right, you can get your stuff pretty quick. You can get all the achievements in day one, except for like the harder ones where um some of them you need groups and stuff to do. So those ones take longer, but you can get like the one of the portraits and like the one pet like on day one.
I gotta start like picking a day of the week where it's like, okay, this day I'm not gonna play WoW. I'm gonna play some other stuff.
Yeah,
All
like
this stuff I want to
2 days a
play,
week.
and all the stuff I've bought, never played it. Like I want to play Diablo. Like I've beaten Diablo 3, whatever. But I want to play a season once. You know.
It's
You know, I
fun.
still like Overwatch. I want to try Modern Warfare, the Warzone. You
Yeah.
know. Then my entire Steam library is full of stuff. I got an Xbox with some games I want to play. It's not enough time.
Oh, talking about that. So I was talking to my buddy today, and Ubisoft has a huge sale right now. So you can buy
Ooh.
like the Far Cry games on Xbox, or like some of them are $9, some of them are 15, and they're normally $60 games, so they're really
Oh.
discounting them.
Nice.
Assassin's Creed, they have a bunch of those games on there for like 10-15 bucks.
I think that's all I paid for the ones I got. I got Odyssey and Origins. Yeah, and I think I
wanna
got
play
a
those.
Black Friday, so I didn't pay nothing for them really.
Yeah, basically it's Black Friday deals like right now on Xbox. I'm assuming PlayStation also, maybe, I don't know, and then maybe Steam. I haven't looked.
Probably, and I know Steam has their summer sale going on, so like
No, it could be cheaper.
get like Grand Theft Auto for $5 or whatever.
But yeah, like you were saying, it's like shit. I got the Arkham games I want to finish playing. I bought Dark Souls that I streamed once, like 2 hours of. I still want to finish Fallen Jedi, or is that what it's called? Fallen Order. Sorry, I got that still. Too much.
Oh yeah, I want to play that game
I
too.
got so much I gotta do or play that I want to play that I don't do anything.
I just play
So.
WoW, and then at the end of the night I go, man, I wanted to play something else. Oh well.
Yeah, you always have to take like a day or two and be like, okay, I'm not playing WoW, and just
Yeah. It makes it easier now that progression's done, because I'm not doing Mythic, so
Mm-hmm.
frees up some
Yeah.
time. But now I'm trying to like catch up on all the stuff I didn't do during progression because I didn't have time because I was farming things. So now,
Yeah.
Oh, here we go, fireworks again. Oh, just one big boomer. Okay, I think we're good. Unbelievable. Anyways,
Yeah. So
you didn't get nothing. Nothing. You didn't do nothing else.
no, just Diablo. That's why I've been grinding it,
Sweet.
having fun. So
That's all that matters.
yep.
So we'll move into the news. It's not really a long list. Probably a medium-sized list with small topics. So, starting off, I believe it was our last show. Did we do a show last week?
Yes. Yeah, it was last week.
It was last week?
So last week, yeah.
Jeez, I don't even remember. Well, anyways, our last show we talked about low population realm connections. Starting this next maintenance day on Tuesday, January 23rd, they are going to be connecting some of the realms. The first realms are going to connect is the Drakthal / Skywall server. You know, those two servers were already merged. They're going to be joining Silvermoon / Mochnathanol. I can't pronounce it. Mochnethal. And then the Cairn / Pernaldi server will join Cenarius.
My server's getting merged again.
You're getting merged again. I got off that server before it was dead.
Yeah,
That server was
I'm
dead, and then they merged it, and it was still dead, and now they're merging it with two
yeah,
other servers.
yeah, and it'll still be dead.
That's why I've got over to Kel'Thuzad. Busy over there.
Like I said, we'll have to talk about if your guild will accept me with how they do things, and if not, then I'm probably just gonna go back to Storm Rage. I know I keep saying that, but I don't know. I gotta find a good guild, so
Yeah.
it'll definitely make the game a lot more fun. So
I'm busy as much as it is like it doesn't matter now because servers in a way are all connected anyways.
yeah, I mean you see everybody
Yeah, you
somewhat.
can kind of jump realms or whatever, but when you're not jumping realms, your server is a big deal. And I can tell you that being on Kel'Thuzad, you turn off war mode and there's people everywhere.
Yeah, see, and I don't do the whole war mode thing. I think it's the big part is just being a part of a good guild that will get you somewhere, you know?
That's huge. Yeah, that makes a big difference. And even if you're like, you're not progressing as fast as you'd like to, if you're having fun because you're with good people, it makes a big difference too. You know, you can sacrifice a little, doing things a little slower for a good group of people.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like I always said, it's like I don't need to be number one, but I do want to, you know, mythic raid and all that, and just where we were, just it didn't work.
Right. So that's that. Well, let's see here. So recently people have been stacking corruption. Like lots of corruption. Like I don't like running with more than 40. Anything more than 40 is too much for me. Okay?
Well, you get the guy that chases you.
Yeah.
And then you have no choice but to get stunned.
People were stacking it well over 200.
Yeah, that's insane.
Because the healers could just heal through it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So Blizzard has now made some changes, and they call it Inescapable Consequences, which is a new effect for 200 corruption. Basically, you take 25% of your maximum health as damage every 1 second while you're in combat.
All right, yeah, so you're dead in 4 seconds.
4 seconds. Choice. Yep. I don't even think a healer could heal you.
No, I think the only person that'd probably be able to survive is a paladin with their with that shield.
I saw a video that doesn't work. It still kills you.
Oh, it doesn't work?
Yeah, it still kills you. It takes away your health, even though you have that buff going on. So. So there's that. So don't stack.
I'm assuming those people who were doing that were probably doing a shit ton of damage. Obviously.
Oh, I bet. It's cool as hell when you're up over 100 corruption. You turn red.
Oh, do you?
Like, you know how you kind of like. You're like
a purpley thing.
Yeah. It turns red, and it's like crazy. I did it once for fun, just to have it all on, but then I took it off because.
Oh, you did?
I just wanted to see what it looked like being over 100.
Jesus.
So, I didn't try to kill anything. I just put it on me. I just put it all on.
I hate when I'm like at 41. I'm like, oh, I gotta cleanse something or not use this piece because I'm gonna get the guy that chases me. You know.
For a while, I was just dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Funny story. When I did my 5 mask run, I was up over 40 corruption.
Jeez.
Yeah, I tried to.
That's something we gotta do.
I tried doing a 5 masker 2 days ago, and I fell flat on my face. I got frustrated.
Yeah.
So I stopped.
It's Stormwind.
It's Orgrimmar right now.
Mm.
Tuesday it'll go back to Stormwind.
Maybe it was last week then, or not this past week, but the week before when we did our podcast. Because we played. We were doing full clears of Ironforge. Orgrimmar. That's the one.
Okay, so yeah, the podcast was 2 weeks ago then. Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
So that just goes to show you nothing much happened over the last 2 weeks.
Nah.
So this is only going to be good for a couple days here, but Mist of Pandaria Time Walking is going on right now. until
Oh,
Tuesday the 23rd.
so good.
And you get
I don't.
50% bonus reputation from creatures and quests associated with the Mista Pandaria expansion.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
So if you
Blast
need
out
any
5 of those.
if you need any mop rep, you got like 3 days to get it done from the time of this recording. So by the time you hear it, you'll have like 2 days. So
Yeah.
time to grind.
Yep.
And the way that means, 50% bonus rep from creatures, so that means if anything you kill in the wild gives a rep, it's going to give you double. So that's pretty big.
And it already gives double, right? Because it's an older expansion, or no? Is that how that works? Oh, no? Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't know what I was thinking of then.
So there's that. Yeah, that's actually was my favorite expansion. So
yeah, those were.
I take that back. Nope, I lie. WoD was my favorite expansion. This was my third favorite expansion.
I like the dungeons there. They're really fun.
The dungeons were fun. Very fun. Let's see. This week's horrific vision is Orgrimmar until Tuesday, so within, from the time of recording, 3 days, it's going to change again. However, they did nerf the effect Leaden Foot, and they capped it at 10 stacks. Basically what that was is while you were in combat, you tired quickly and you weren't able to move, and you had to stop moving to get rid of the debuff,
okay.
or to get it taken off you.
Mm-hmm.
They capped it at 10 stacks. I have to say, I didn't know this was a problem. I never really noticed it.
I never noticed anything either, except for in it was Orgrimmar, the one where we just got blasted backwards, but maybe that was just an effect of the zone.
There's that stupid one where like you catch fire and it shoots you. I hate that one so much.
Yeah, that's terrible because it sometimes will blast you into other enemies, and you're like, well, what the hell,
Yeah, it is freaking terrible. The one I really like is the one where, like the purple things spawn and like there's only one way out. It like circles you.
Oh yeah.
I actually like that. I think that's really neat.
It is,
that's
but
kind
I kept
of a
seeing
shitty one too. But I like it. Huh?
It's not bad, but I kept getting screwed because it would go, and then it would go like in a wall. Like if you're standing close to a wall, like the exit was in a wall, and you're like, well, now I have to stand here.
Yeah.
So you kind of get screwed sometimes, but no, it's fun. It definitely makes you learn quick when you screw it up a bunch of times. So
I like that one. I hate the fire one. The one that you have to jump to get rid of the little bugs that are on you isn't really that big of a deal.
No, it's not, but I forget about it, and then you see like 4 of them on your screen. Like, oh yeah, I gotta do something.
Well, I have the DBM add-on for visions, so it's like you need to jump, idiot. Jump, idiot.
Is it? That's in DBM, or is that like another add-on part of it?
It's like a
how like
the old add-on.
Okay. Oh, I don't have that. I'll have to pick that up.
Yeah, and then I want to create a weak aura, so when I go in there, I know how many chests and how many of those crystals I've picked up in each zone, and how many mailboxes I've opened.
There's gotta be a way you can do that. I don't know how.
I'm sure there's a weak aura you can download for it.
Probably. There was a website that had like a bunch of weak auras that people made. I can't remember what the hell it's called though.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple from there. I got
because that wanted one that would highlight.
Fight. I needed a weak aura that helped with that.
Mm.
I got it from that website.
What's it called? It's like
I don't remember.
It's weird. Because I want to get one from my mouse because I lose like my pointer on my screen sometimes, and they have one where it's like you have your pointer, but it's also got like a circle around it, so when your mouse disappears when you're not using it, you know where it's at.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good one.
Yeah, and I want to get it, but I don't know where the hell where it's at, and I can't remember what the website is.
Cool.
So, but yeah.
Moving on. There was a new store mount released. It is called the Steam Scale Incinerator, and you get it if you subscribe to the 6-month subscription plan, or you can buy it for $25.
That's not bad. I don't think. I mean the price is a little steep, I think, but I don't know.
Yeah, $25 for a mount in the game I think is pricey to begin with. But when you pay for the 6-month plan, it's that is worth it, because the 6-month plan on its own is cheaper than paying monthly, and you get a mount. So
yeah,
that's
if it's something you really like, why not pay for the 6-month plan and then you just get free mounts every 6 months?
yeah. I mean, I plan on playing this for the next 6 months, so. And it's cool that if you're subscribed to that, and even if it's not your bill cycle or whatever, your billing month, you still get it. As long as you have that subscription. So
I might have to look into that, because how much does it cost?
I don't know.
It's like $10. Is it 10 or $12 a month?
Instead of it being 15 a month, it's like 11 or 12 a month. So it's cheaper. I was
going to WoW to find out. Shop.
Let's see here. Why is everything taking so long to load?
Mine is too. Let's see here.
Oh, right there. Right on top.
That's $12.99 a month. That's $2 cheaper,
Yeah. You're saving money and you get a mount. So it's a steal. It really is.
Oh, you can buy the Imperial Quill, and I didn't know you could buy that. Those if you bought like the big one from Mop.
Was that the one that came with Mop?
Yeah, if you bought like the collector's edition, it's $12, $12.50.
Oh,
not bad.
Cool.
The Silverian Dreamer is pretty cool, but $25 is, I don't know.
Yeah, I have that one because that came with a 6-month deal.
Oh, that was the last one that you got.
I think so.
I think you're right.
Because there was the pirate ship, then there was that dragon, and that's one's like, I gotta sign up for this, and then this dragon. I should have done it when the pirate ship was out, because that pirate ship was pretty neat too. All right. A little bit moving on here. The Shadowlands prequel book, Shadows Rising, is now available for purchase, and it's also available as an audiobook. I think I'm going to buy it, the audiobook.
An audiobook might not be a bad idea. It's something to listen to at work.
Yeah, it's only $15, and it's like a 10-hour reading time is what the Apple Books said. So
I'm still reading the Trial with Garage.
I do have to say I read that book. That book was amazing.
That's what you said. I'm still reading it.
It was awesome. It's awesome. What was the last one? I think I bought the last one and I didn't read it. Hang on, I'm opening up my collection here. What's it called? Before the Storm.
I don't remember.
I bought that one. I didn't read it. I didn't like it. Yeah, the Garage one was called War Crimes.
Yes. Yeah, he's in prison and they're doing like the trial and all that, and you find out that what he was doing, he was like making dragons. Like he was making
dragons. Yeah. But it was for the Horde.
Yeah. And he was going to use them. Obviously for bad shit.
And then I didn't read the Legion book.
Oh, it's motorcycles. I thought it was like thundering out or something. A lot of crap going on outside today.
Lots of activities happening in the real world. The Shadowlands prequel, Shadows Rising, now available. It's been out for like 5 days. So I gotta get on that. I'll report back.
Yeah, I might
Let's
have to
see
pick that up.
here. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said I might have to pick that up and listen to it.
Yeah. Let's see. Little fun news here. 20 tanks have cleared Mythic Carapace and Mythic Inzoth. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I wonder how they... Did they say what they used? Or no?
It was a combination of all the tanks you could use, and they just used their self-healing to heal.
Oh,
And they had monks, paladins, death knights, warriors, druids.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty impressive to do it on Mythic.
Yeah.
Without healers, like that's.
Yeah, or DPS because they don't do much, you know.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure with corruption and being mythically geared. I'm sure.
Yeah, do a little bit more.
Yeah. And the last little bit of the live news, a streamer by the name of Defismito. Can you pronounce it? I can't.
Yeah.
Huh? Def Mephisto has collected all the plate transmog in the game.
And I only know that because Mephisto is one of Diablo's brothers.
Oh. 11,697 pieces.
Jesus.
And the post said that the last piece he needed was from the garrison, something to do with the garrison, and it took him 100 attempts over a 1 week period to get it.
Holy crap.
So, congrats.
Crazy.
Mephisto. And that's it for the live news. We'll move on to Classic. The time-based instance limit that we talked about during our last show has been changed to being character-based only instead of being account-wide. So,
okay.
It's a little better.
Yeah,
I think we had a long discussion about the instance limit, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we were talking, so I was like, man, 30 doesn't seem like a lot, but then thinking about it, it's like, okay, you got to run to each and every one of those, you know?
Yeah.
And then to run it 30 times it's actually kind of a lot.
I think what was happening, though, is they would, like, go in.
Yeah, they were
reset.
botting them, I think.
Yeah, they go in, reset, go back in, reset.
Yeah, but to run a full dungeon, I guess depending on how geared you are, it could take a little bit, you know?
It could.
30 instances, that could be 15 hours, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. So that's now character wide instead of being account wide. So, which is good. I think I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. I haven't played much of Classic anyways to have that even affect me, so I don't know.
This next little bit of news, I didn't know it was a thing, but apparently this happens often in Classic WoW. Sapping NPCs during world buff roleplay no longer prevents the buff application. Preventing the buff was not possible in vanilla, so Blizzard fixed it. The NPCs that give the buff can be crowd controlled, however, it will not prevent the buff. The opposite faction can also still kill these NPCs after the quests are turned in, but before event completion. So basically, you'd go to these NPCs and turn in a quest, and you would get you get a world buff. The problem is these NPCs were being sapped by rogues, and people were turning in their quests, and they were losing their world buffs.
Yeah, so they couldn't get it, and I'm assuming they went into PvP with these buffs and obviously had a better outcome.
Yeah, raids and all that stuff. So Blizzard fixed it because apparently you couldn't do that in Classic, so they fixed it. However, if somebody turns in the quest, they can still be killed before the event is finished. So you can still lose your world buff, but it's a little harder. You can't just
Good thing I never
sap
got.
them.
I'm glad I never got into PvP because that just seems like a whole headache.
Yeah. I kind of like being able to switch back and forth, to be honest. Because some days it's like, oh, I'm going to go run, you know, with the war mode on and get some honor.
Yeah.
I have fun with it sometimes.
I used to do it back in MOP when I was like done with everything. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try some PvP, and it wasn't bad, but I think I just had a bad experience with it because it was always, you know, that was, like we talked about before. That's what the expansion where you were just stunned the entire time, and it wasn't fun. You know.
Yeah, you picked like the worst time to play PvP.
So I was like, this is terrible. I'm not doing this anymore.
That was the worst. It's not like that now at all. Like you still get stunned and stuff, but it's not like that.
It was like chained. It was like, okay, I'm gonna use my trinket, you use it, and then boom, you're done again. I'm like, this is awful. And now I have to sit here for 10 seconds. And then someone else will come by and boom, get you again. You're like, okay, I quit. I'm done.
And the last little bit of classic news, kind of a couple little feel-good things. Onyxia was defeated in 58 seconds with 33 hunters. That's pretty impressive.
Do they? I'm assuming because in classic they had to make their arrows, correct?
Yeah, you can purchase it, all that stuff. Yeah.
I wonder how many they had to bring. Like, do they? I'm assuming those hunters, like the hardcore ones, know I need 43 of these things to get through a raid. I'm assuming. I don't know.
I've never played a hunter.
Hunters seemed kind of scary back then because you actually had to like make that stuff or buy it. I don't know.
Yeah, but you could also attack in melee range too. So
yeah,
you could do that all the way up until in the Cataclysm.
I think that changed in MOP. I played a hunter in Cata, and I was like melee DPSing.
Yeah, that's what I did too. And people used to yell at me all the time, "You should never be melee." Well, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I was a noob.
This character's 20 hours old.
I've been playing for 5 minutes. Give me a break. Literally 5 minutes. And also, Onyxia was defeated by a group of naked players. All they wore, or they did this without armor, rings, weapons, or trinkets. So, I'm assuming they had a lot of like mages, like magic-y people.
Yeah, because I'm assuming mages are still the best in classic. I don't know. I don't watch much of it.
Oh yeah, they are.
But I know they were best at one point.
Yep. And that's it for classic news. And there is a little bit of Shadowlands stuff I think we should touch on. The first little bit of Shadowlands news is the physical collector's edition was announced. It's $119. It'll have an art book, which is the first time they've brought back the art book in a couple expansions, I do believe. A mouse pad. It has 4 collector's pins, which are the 4 covenants, like their little covenant symbols. And a digital soundtrack and the Epic Edition game code. So I know
that's almost worth it.
The art book is a big deal because it's like the first time it's been out in a while. I want to say they took it away in Legion, then they took it away. I know BFA didn't have it.
And then what was the one that you bought an art book from? What was that though? It was that guy's like solo project or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the book. It was John Statz. He was a vanilla game designer. So yeah, the front of the box looks really neat. Let's see here if I can. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen for the video viewers. So for you podcast visual viewers on YouTube, that is what the collector's edition looks like. The neat box. On the spine, you got the 4 covenants, covenant pins, mouse pad, art book, the soundtrack, Epic Edition game with the transmog pieces, the Hearthstone swirly thing, the mount, the pet, and then the 30 days game time for 120. I don't know if that's a better picture or not.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think the box
it.
looks cool as hell.
Yeah. I hope they do something like this with Diablo 4, because I bought the collectors of Diablo 3. I hope they do something like this for 4. I mean, they have to.
Oh, I bet they will.
They'll definitely be buying that. I think the collectors for 3 was like $100, I think, or maybe it was 120 also. I don't remember. It's a while ago.
Let's see. Amazon has it. Let's see if it's sold out. Nope, they still got it. Amazon still has it. Let's see if Target.
And I'm assuming they give you a card for the game, right? So you can download it?
Yeah, it has a digital code in there. Oh, these guys got it.
Ooh, okay, so looking at this, do they still have the 15-year anniversary Ragnarok statue? Can you still get that on Amazon or no? I'm assuming not.
Ooh, I don't know.
But since you're on Amazon, I was like, look that up.
I actually got mine from Best Buy. Let's see. Wow.
I didn't have a job.
15-year.
Unfortunately.
I saw anniversary box.
I'm assuming they have it for like $400 friggin' dollars or something crazy, you know.
eBay's got it for $200. That's what I paid for it.
Oh, it was $200.
Maybe it was $150.
I thought it was $150.
They have it on here for $186.
Hmm.
5 new options from $186. So it looks like it's coming from like individual people.
Oh.
But I mean, it's got the Amazon backing, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if you don't get it, you just complain and they'll get you your money.
Yeah, it's like a drop in the water. Literally like a drop in the ocean to Amazon. Hey, as long as it's give it to you, it's unopened, right?
Yeah. I'd open it anyway, so I want the statue, so.
Yeah, it's got the picture of the statues, the art, the pin. Oh yeah, I got a mouse pad somewhere. The 2 mounts.
Next, you get the alabaster mounts.
Yep. I think you can buy those in the store, which is pretty.
Yeah, the store had them. $25.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating because I know originally, I think that collector's edition was gonna be the only place you could get it, and they changed their minds on that.
That should have been the only place.
Yeah, I think it should have been the only place too. All right, moving on with the news here. Shadowlands is no longer in alpha mode. It is now considered a beta, and they are inviting more people. They had a mass.
Oh, I gotta sign up for that.
They had a mass invite wave go out. I did not get in. I think we should get in because we are content creators, influencers for WoW. I believe
I'm gonna look and see.
I believe
I got
Blizzard
the public test
Blue.
realm. Actually, if I go to World of Warcraft, didn't get it.
I bleed Blizzard Blue. Blizzard, give me, please. Can I have beta access, please? I tested BFA real hard.
It's coming down to it now where it's almost like I don't want to see anything, but I do.
So
I think my big thing is I just don't want to level twice.
I know I just begged for it, but yeah, I don't really want it. I just want it for the internet clout to be able to play it on stream and get views and make videos. But otherwise, I don't really want it because I like to be surprised.
That's my thing. It's like I want to play it. Don't get me wrong, but I want to be surprised, and I don't want to level twice. Yeah. That's my big thing.
But you got to remember, leveling in the beta it is a little different because you're just testing things to make sure it works. So, and the last little bit of things on here, I put on that now that Shadowlands is out of the alpha and we're in a beta, it is a more stable platform, so to speak. We will be working towards putting together our big giant Shadowlands show. So that's coming.
There's a lot to talk about with that because there's something that just came out recently that I don't know if I'm assuming it's true, but like we were talking about how there's gonna be no grind. Well, like a farm grind. Well, there is a farm grind. So apparently, like your talents now have to be grinded or something crazy
Yeah,
like that.
they call it renown.
That's aggravating.
It has something to do with anima. Yeah, I'm not too happy about it either. That's another reason why I kind of want Shadowlands, because I do want to see that, and I want to experience that for myself. I don't want it to just be some streamers pissed off and they told me about it. Like, I want to try it.
Yeah, maybe it's something you'll enjoy. Because corruption's really fun right now, but if it, I don't know. Like I always say, they gotta stop just having something to farm to make people play the game for 20 hours a day. It's like I have other shit I gotta do.
In a non-competitive format, basically like the way I play, corruption's great, because when something happens, it's like, oh hell yeah, I just deleted those mobs. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's competitive, like PvP or like mythic rating, when things need to be specific, that RNG factor is terrible.
Yes.
I think that's corruption specific, but I don't know. Even heroic rating, it's not that big of a deal when something cool happens with corruption. It's like, oh hey, that just happened. But like I said, PvP or mythic rating, or like very high mythic plus keys, like if your corruption don't go off, they could be wipe or we don't wipe. Like,
yeah, that could be the reason you down it.
Yeah.
And I was really mad with my RNG when we were doing the time walking because it would never go off. Unless it was like the one ad, I was like, oh, it's gonna go off now because there's one ad left and he's half dead already, and that would go off and you're like, oh thanks, that really didn't do anything,
Yep.
So he had 2 minutes here to go off and he didn't. So, but I guess that grind, I guess we'll see what happens, because I'm not happy about it right now, but I haven't looked into it yet either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention either to like the Twitch streamers that are doing it, that are playing it right now. I haven't really paid attention to how that's going.
I just heard about it the other day. Who was it? Was Preach Gaming had a thing? I think
he had a big interview with Ian.
And that's like where I heard about it. I was like, I thought there wasn't supposed to be a grind in this game, and now there is.
Yeah,
I called it.
They had 16. They had like 16 or 20 dev interviews this last week. It was just so much info, you couldn't take it all in. At least I couldn't.
Yeah. No.
So yeah, we're gonna have to dedicate a whole show, the whole thing, just Shadowlands from start to finish. Everything.
Yeah, it won't be hard to do. So.
All right, so we're at the end of the show here, and we are talking about El Diablo.
Yeah, because they had the new quarterly update. I mean, we're a couple weeks late, as usual, for us. But we have some new Diablo stuff coming out. The team play tested it, so they're working from home, and they play tested the game for 2 days straight, just to see bugs and how it played and all that. And they used something called Blockout. It's kind of hard. I don't know if you can pull a picture up of it.
Possibly.
It's not polished. It's just basically like a sketch of the game. So it's like if you ever watch like someone do like 3D drawing, it's before it's all detailed and everything. It's just you can tell these are pillars because you can see the shape, but there's no detail in them. You can tell they're stairs. Yeah, there it is for the visual viewers. The top one there is Blackout, and then the bottom one's obviously finished. So they're saying they play in the Blockout because it's cheaper and easier to fix. Like if they notice a bug or something doesn't work right like it's supposed to.
Gotcha.
It's easier and cheaper to do it.
So they play in this mode.
Yeah, they're playing in the top mode at during this 2 days of their play testing.
And they were playing from home.
Playing from home, yeah, because of Verona.
because of the Rona.
Zerona. So they're playing at home, and yeah. So that was another thing, like they were saying in there. I didn't write it down, but they're saying, you know, it gives people different, like, because everybody's got different screen resolutions and all that stuff. So just to see how the game played, you know, different internet, different screen resolutions, how fast your computer is, you know.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. So they did that for 2 days. And then some of the stuff that they have in here, it's like, I think we'll talk about. But they had started off with the storytelling. I'm just going to kind of read what they have written here. So there's a couple of things that have evolved with how we deliver story in Diablo 4, which is storytelling is pretty cool, I think. Says first we have conversations in D3. We relied on UI pans with the character's name and a portrait, kind of like the WoW. You know, it's like when there's like a main person talking, you get that little screen on your or that little window on your screen. Says we're experimenting with a mixed tool of generated and manual choreographed cameras to tackle conversations. For simple interactions with NPCs, we bring the camera in close to the character while still maintaining an overall isometric feel, and use a library of animations to deliver the general gist of the conversation. It says for more complex conversations, we take a similar camera approach, but here the character's movements and animations are more deliberately handcrafted. This lets us deliver the story moments that are more that are complex with keeping you in the world as much as possible. And they had like a couple screenshots. So it's like the screenshots that you see, like the little like movies that play. Like that's what they're talking about. So for simple stuff, it's like what's on the screen now. But for more complex stuff, it's like little movies, if that like makes sense.
Yes.
And so the second story method was developing is real-time cutscenes or RTCs. It says here we grab your camera and treat the story. Oh yeah, what I just said. Treat the storytelling more like a movie. So reversing the technique for the most important story moments, having these real-time and great adventure or advantages. We can show your character. Scrolling down here, sorry, with the currently. So, like in these videos, your character will look how you have it in the game. So if you have the helmet on, he's going to have that, like in the style of the helmet, how it looks, it's going to be on the character during these videos.
That's pretty neat, actually.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I just look at this picture. This caught my eye.
Yeah, I'm like,
they're like
a demon
disemboweling a demon. Like what the hell? That's what the hell?
And it almost, the way I read this the first time, because there's a little bit more to this than what I have here, it almost sounded like you could pick the dialogue you wanted to choose, and that's what it kind of looks like in that picture also, but I don't know if I read that wrong. That's why I didn't include it.
No, you're probably right. Because
it almost seemed like you could pick and choose.
You could pick your dialogue a little. You know what I mean? You could basically choose what conversation you had.
Well, with who you had it with, but the dialogue was all the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that, especially like the movie cutscenes. Those are always good, especially in you know games that have great graphics. You know, it's like the one I know, Fallen Jedi. I play that, and like it's got, you know, it's like a movie and a game at the same time.
And like, I don't know if you noticed this one. Like this looks like a bunch of like embryos.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
That's creepy as hell, actually.
So that's kind of what they have going on with the storytelling. You know, just changing it up. So they'll be really cool.
Yeah.
And then moving on to they have for open world, they have here one of the main new features we are bringing to the Diablo series is the open world of Sanctuary. So while you can concentrate on the story campaign and work through that, we have a variety of open world system and pieces of content that you are also discovering along the way. If you want to take a break from the main campaign and go exploring, crafting, or even PvPing, you are free to do so. I'm a little skeptical on this open world thing. So during the playtest, we saw There's variability in action quite a bit. One of the advantage playthrough team members took several hours to complete the campaign content for the region, but those who focused only on the story finished the arc in less than half the average time, and were of course able to do side content after that. We think the ability to approach the game with a different mix of story and side content tailored to your own appetite will make playing and replaying the campaign more enjoyable than it has been in previous ARPGs. Which makes sense because, I mean, once you're done with the story, there's really nothing else to do, you know?
Right.
And in current, in D3, there's kind of side quests when you run through, but I really wouldn't call them side quests. You know, you don't have to like really look for them or go out of your way for it to do them or anything. It's just along the way. It says, while we have many open world activities such as crafting events, and world PvP and side quests, perhaps the most popular open world feature was camps. These are locations of importance that have been overrun by enemies, which once cleansed turned the friendly outpost with NPCs and waypoint locations. So that's kind of neat. It's like you find this little like town that's been overrun, you take it back, and like you get the town, you know.
Yep.
While there's a backstory to each camp, most of the storytelling is visual, and quests don't directly send you to them. So you kind of got to find them too, which is neat because you have to go out of your way. For example, one of the camps in the zone was a town affected by a curse that turned villages into piles of salt. Another was a crypt haunted by a spirit that possesses the bodies of various undead, and that jumps from skeleton to skeleton until you defeat them.
So I kind of like that. It's like the open world, like an open world style thing. I kind of like that. It is, but
yeah, like I don't know about it. Like I guess it's a change, and like we've talked before, I am not a fan of change, and we'll kind of get down to this a little bit more because the next one we're going to talk about is mounts. It's almost like they're making Diablo World of Warcraft. You know what I mean?
In a way.
Because they're saying in your main, like if you're in open world, you can see people and all that stuff. And you can go and, which is, we'll talk about multiplayer, but like you can go in, and instead of joining up with like your friends, you can just join up with random people, which is cool and all, but I don't know about seeing people in the wild. You know, I don't, like I said, it's change, and I'm not a big fan of change, so I have to see and play it to see what I think.
I imagine,
you know what I mean? It'll probably be really cool.
I imagine things will be instanced like WoW is. You know what I'm saying? It's where,
yeah.
Like, you walk into a zone and all of a sudden it like you can see how it instances you into it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see.
Like I said, we'll get into. I have something written down here on multiplayer. I can't remember exactly what I read. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I did this a couple days ago. So what they said is, I'm assuming they meant digged, but they said that we really dug the impact of seeing the world change as you reclaim a small piece of sanctuary and bring hope back to its common folk. Which is really cool because I guess they were saying like the place is just run down, then you defeat it, and it kind of like rebuilds. Yeah. So that was
kind of neat, actually.
With the open world, with like the outposts, it sounds cool. Then moving on to mounts, this is where it's kind of becoming more like World of Diablo instead of just Diablo. Like I said, I'm not a fan of change, so I'm kind of skeptical on it right now, but it sounds good. It says finally, mounts were another thing you could obtain during a playthrough. I really liked how the open world interacts with mounts. You could get to your object more quickly without trivializing travel or combat. Itemization for mounts also open up a new axis of progression. And this is one of my favorite things about mounts is customizing it by attaching a trophy to the saddle to signal other players that you've completed something in the zone. You know. So it's like it's neat. That's cool. It's like a mount with like a feat of strength kind of thing on the side. I don't want to call it that because those are hard to get, but you know, it's like every mount. It's like mounts in WoW. Like like you just said, you got the Jaina mount. Not everybody has that, so they know. You know,
people see it. They're like, "Whoa, what is that?"
Yeah, you mean shit. You know, like
yeah, right.
And
I think that's cool. I mean, There was a couple
I
times
guess it's just
playing Diablo 3 where it was like, man, it's going to take a while to get where I'm going, and the amount would be cool. But it wasn't often.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm always kind of skeptical, especially with something like this. It's a big change. It's something new that's never been in Diablo. So
this is my take on it. If they're adding mounts, that can only mean to me that the world is huge.
Yeah,
That could be a good thing.
Yeah, which would be awesome if the world's huge. I just don't want this to become World of Diablo. Is kind of what I'm calling it.
I don't
you know
think
what I mean?
I personally, I don't think that's going to be the case because they understand.
And it's like they talk about it down in the multiplayer thing, which is what we're going to next. But I don't know. It's just Diablo is kind of like a solo type thing, which I understand it. Like it can't be like that all the time, but you can still play with your friends in D3. You had to know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if you see someone in chat, like you can group up with them. But moving on to multiplayer, it says fine-tuning the right approach to multiplayer in D4 has been challenging. Our goal has always been to incorporate elements from shared world games without the game ever feeling like it's veering into massive multiplayer territory. So they don't want it to make it feel like an MMO, but they want it to be big, basically. And it says, to be clear, this is a philosophy rather than a tech limitation. And it's like, obviously, I mean, you guys make World of Warcraft. You can make this game into an MMO if you wanted to. So you find that the game stops feeling like Diablo as the world feels less dangerous when you see other players too often in too high of numbers. So that kind of tells me, like, I mean, this right here in this picture is a world or like a zone boss or a world boss or something like that. So if you just see people run around all the time, there's not going to be anything to do. You know? It's like, I wonder if like there's going to be like a layering or something.
Well, I'm sure there'll be something about like a layering or a phasing or, you know.
Because my thing is like, if you want to have like a really hard world boss, that's awesome to have different people. But if I'm going in between all that and doing just like campaign or world quests or just like quests in general, I don't want to see anybody because then there's gonna be nothing for me to kill. You know,
Right.
is kind of how I see it. And I said I'll break down experience during the playtest with some examples. Dungeons and key story moments are always private. So, okay, there we go. I just answered my own question, and I read this once before. Just a player in their party. But like, how does it work in the open world? You know, So, anyways, one story moment. Moments are complete and towns turn into social hubs. You run into a few people in town while on the road. You'll sometimes run into a player here and there. I guess if they're servers, depending on how popular their server is, I would guess. So it's one mega server. They didn't say. And then finally, you went to a location where a world event was happening. We'd see a large congregation of players trying to defeat against an attack by the cannibal hoarder, or trying to take down Ashava. I think that's how you say it. The demonic world boss shown at BlizzCon, which I'm assuming is this picture. I can't read what that says. Free alpha in. It doesn't give a name, but I'm assuming that's who it is because that's the picture.
Yeah, I don't remember what the boss was at BlizzCon. When I played the demo of the Barbarian, I didn't get far enough to see the world boss because I was just messing around having fun.
Mm-hmm. Was it timed or no?
Yeah, it was timed.
Oh,
I want to say it was 20. You got like 20 minutes.
And it says it's worth calling out that while some coordination is helpful during these events, you never are forced to join a party. Solo players can walk in, help complete the event, and claim a reward. We think this seamless approach to multiplayer is working well and look forward to sharing more about the approach with you. In our test so far, the world feels alive and dynamic without compromising the feel of Diablo, and the players that do want to party up against the minions of hell will have new tools available to find a group, whether by activity or proximity in the game. But it's like, if you want to do world bosses, you almost don't have a choice, you know?
I suppose.
Maybe I'm wrong. Like, reading this, like, it sounds great, but it also sounds like World of Warcraft. You know,
I can tell
like
you
I said,
that
I'm always
I was
skeptical, and I don't like change, so I could just be a Debbie Downer, not meaning to. You know what I mean?
so when I played, it was like, there was 200 computers playing Diablo 4, and they were all instanced to the same instance, right? I don't remember seeing many people.
That's cool.
So how that works, I don't know. But it was never
Because
a problem.
I currently right now, and like I said, I obviously I haven't played Diablo 4. I didn't go to BlizzCon. I haven't done anything. I kind of like how D3 is now, where you're always by yourself unless if you want to join with someone, you know?
Yeah.
But seeing people in the world and they're like, well, we don't want to make it like an MMO, but you are making it an MMO. I don't know. It sounds good. Yeah, I have to see. Like, I've never played it, so I don't want to, rain on their parade.
Right.
But some of it is kind of just like, I don't know about this, but I'll have to find out. I can't wait, though. Diablo is one of my favorite games. It's like the one, like we were talking before, it's the one of the games that I've been playing the longest between this and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That I really shouldn't have been playing at the age I was playing, but
hey, what can you do?
So, but yeah, super excited, and I hope this whole the multiplayer thing works out. PvP sounds cool, but I believe they had PvP in D3 also. I don't know if it never obviously went anywhere, but I could have swore they had PvP in it at one point. So, yeah, cool. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
On Diablo.
This looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah, what's the caption say, or does it not have a caption?
It doesn't say anything. Doesn't say. Outside the dry steppes. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's all. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
I think that's it for the show then.
Think so.
So I got nothing. That was it for me.
Yep. So you go first this week.
Shameless plug time.
Shameless plugging.
Name is Wayne. You can find me at Wayne DePayne on Twitch. WayneDapayne. And Wayne DePayne 1 on Twitter and Instagram. And if you search Wayne DePayne 1 on YouTube, I'll pop up. I'm not cool enough to have a custom URL, so you guys gotta come subscribe to me on YouTube.
Neither am I. Is this on yours or mine this week?
We could do whatever you want. I put it on mine last time. We could probably do. You
just want to go back and forth then?
Yeah, we can.
Just do both.
Or we can just make a separate channel.
That works
Maybe
too.
We'll work towards that, making a separate channel. Just
making one channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
I'll have to look into that. Well, maybe I'm gonna do a test run on Storyfire. It's a new video sharing app.
Okay.
Kind of like YouTube's competition. I have an account there. Maybe I'll try.
How much is that one a month?
0.
Oh, cool.
It's just like YouTube, but it's a different. It's called Storyfire.
Oh.
I think Boogie's on
gotcha.
it. Keystar's on it. A lot of people are getting off of YouTube and going to that.
I took it as like another podcast. Like I wasn't thinking it was like a YouTube.
No, it's like a YouTube. So if I can figure it out, I'm gonna try to put this episode up there.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
that could be where we could find all of them.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. All right.
And then, I'm Shawn, aka Rourke. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Rourke Gaming, and it's RURRUK Gaming. So
sweet.
Simple.
That's it.
That's it.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you for episode 22 very soon.
Hell yeah.
Peace. Oh wait. What's our saying? I forget.
Ah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, how's it go?
Shit. Like and
make sure you subscribe.
Like and subscribe so YouTube doesn't think we're degenerates.
There it is.
There it is. That's not what really was said, but that's what we're using.
Nope, but that's what we use.
All right. Peace.